I'm Nishant, Dixit, Columbia College, class of 2007. For me, coming to Columbia, it was a pretty easy decision. My sister came here. I visited campus when I was a sophomore and just fell in love with it. And I think the idea of being at a college campus in a city like New York, but still having a campus, which is a little bit different than I think NYU or some of the other schools in the area, was most appealing to me. And I think when I came to Columbia, I wasn't necessarily sure what I wanted to do. My parents wanted me to do medicine, like all Indian parents. And I had an interest in political science and Middle East studies. And I realized that Columbia was great in just about every department. And I think that was the main sort of reason for coming. And in terms of how it changed me, I think, aside from the professors and the classes and all of that, I think really it was the people that I went to school with and how much they challenged me. So I'm a management consultant for IBM Business Consulting. Well, I think earlier we were talking about the idea of Columbia students being very inquisitive and always questioning. And I think in management consulting, you're always asking your client questions. You're always trying to figure out what's going on in their division, what their problems are, what could be improved, how could you help them. Columbia prepares you for that, but I think the idea of having a wide range of courses and experiences, not just the classes that you take, but the people that you're going to school with, that I think allows you to have a completely different perspective and allows you to alternate between these perspectives, and that's particularly important when you're looking at client business problems and then coming up with creative solutions for those. I left Columbia as a Middle East studies major with political science background and a little bit of economics. And so when I tell people I work in management consulting and do strategy consulting, they they kind of take a second look and wonder, how can you do that? You don't have a economics degree or a operations research degree. How are you doing that? And I think that you find Columbia provides you with such a balanced experience that you can handle that, and you're providing a completely different viewpoint that people are actually really excited to hear. So. In terms of the students that I went to school with, I went to school and was a roommate with James Williams, who's from the class of 2007, and I just came back from watching him fence in Beijing at the Olympics, and it was incredible. He went into the Olympics as an alternate, wasn't necessarily expected to fence, and then you watch him at his first bout at the Olympics, and it's a gold medal match where he's been substituted in, and the U.S. team goes on to win a silver medal after not winning one for many years. And New York, I think, had a little bit to do with that as well. The best fencing coaches are in New York, and I think you see that. For me, he was just my roommate in college. Somebody that I used to talk about classes with, and go to the library with, at the gym, and we would discuss contemporary civilization or literature humanities, and he had this humble approach about him where he wouldn't necessarily talk about fencing as much, and then you realize that he's doing all of these great things outside of that. I also had other friends who had Daniel Shapiro, who's class of 2007, who had poems turned into paintings by Jasper Johns, and it's just phenomenal the quality of students that you go to school with. But I think what you find is that everyone is surprisingly humble, and I think you might be able to attribute that to the core for having this sort of monster in some respects that everybody has to deal with, but then also it's a way that everybody can kind of interact in that level playing field for discussion. And then soon you find yourselves talking about everything, whether it's current affairs or politics or music or movies, and you find yourself connecting in so many different ways. And I don't think that stops after you graduate.